So I want to do some Python GUI tutorials. I really like programming GUIs, and I'm using Python. Normally what you would use if you use Python is a module called tkinter, or tkinter, whatever you want to call it. I call it tkinter, or sometimes tkinter. Doesn't matter. I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use a module called GUI 0. It's a beginner module, but it's really easy. It's a lot like tkinter, so once you learn GUI 0 really well, you can just pretty much start with the other modules. But it's really easy to get started with little GUIs or apps. Yeah, so let's just get started. I don't really want to do any intros. I'm not going to do any installing videos. If you have any questions, just ask them in the comments and I can help you from there. There's so many resources of how to install Python on Windows or Linux or anything, so it's kind of pointless for me to go over that again. So just to get started with an app, I'm using Python, of course. I'm using the idle. It's just like the default Python programming editor, or text editor I should say. It's ideally, you can just download it. They have idle for the different versions, so if you're using Python 2, download idle 2. If you're using Python 3, get idle 3. I'm also using GUI 0 version 0.5.4, and you can tell that by going into your command prompt or terminal and type in pip. I'm using Python 3, so I'm using pip3. Let's see, freeze. So as you can see here, GUI 0, 0.54, and that's the latest as of right now. So let's just get started. So to make a window, it's really simple. It's just like 3 lines of code just to make a window. So what you would do is you have to import the module. And then once you have the module, you want to import the different items that are in there. So you have app, you have text, you have text box, a whole bunch of different things that you can add. There's something called a waffle. There's push buttons. The documentation online, it's really easy to follow, and very, very easy to follow. So just look up that while you're programming. You have it on your other screen or side by side, and it gives you examples and everything like that. So what I did is from GUI 0 import and then an asterisk. What that means is just everything. So everything GUI 0 has to offer, I'm importing it with just that symbol, so I don't have to type out app and everything. So to define your window, the color, the size, the name, pretty much everything defining the window, you just want to state a line here. So you can name this small app with a lowercase a. You can name this whatever you like. It doesn't matter. This is just something for you to identify it with. But I always like starting out with app equals big app, because that's what you're importing. So if I were to do, just to show you, so if I were to do this, I'd be importing app, so I'll be using app here. And you can do title equals so now my title is gonna display on the top of the window. Oops, kind of like this is right here. I thought I could highlight that, but I can't. So now at the very end of every GUI 0 app, you have to declare this. And then, so the small app refers to what you named this. So that refers to that. Oops, that didn't work. So if you name this whatever, you'd have to do whatever.display. So if you just Control S to save it and then hit run, now you have your little app, and it says hello world up here. You can minimize, you can expand, you can close it out. I'm gonna leave it open just because I like looking at it while I program. So now that you have an app, we want to put something in there. So let's just say you want to put text in there. So you would name, and so you can also name this whatever you like. Doesn't matter. I'm going to name it text equals big text app. So what this is, the little text you can name whatever. The big text is you're importing, you're specifying what you imported. So the app is referring to the window, the big text is referring to what you imported, the little text is whatever you want, just something, an identifier for you. So with text you can do a couple things. Usually if you linger, idle will come up with a little cheat sheet for you, and it'll tell you everything you can use under, like you can use different colors or different sizes or different fonts. I guess it's not going to come up now. I think I can hit tab. Nope. A lot of times you can hit tab and it works. I usually do this in Linux. I'm not sure if that's any different. So we're specifying the app. I want to specify what text. So equal text equals text is a form of a string. So you want to do the quotes. And let's just type in hello world. And then a comma. You comma after everything and space. Well, you don't have the space, but a comma. And then we can do like font equals hopefully I spelled that right. Helvetica. The fonts come from your computer, so whatever fonts you have installed in your computer you can use on here. And you can do size. Let's just go with 40. Actually, let's go with 80. And then you can do text color, etc. If you look up the documentation, it'll show you every little thing you can import. And what idle does if you do something wrong is it tells you Helvetica is not defined. So actually that has to be a string. So there we go. Control S, run. Oh, that's a bit big. So let's go to, oh, that's bigger. Let's go to 60. Control S, run. Alright, so now we have an app with hello world in it.